it's very interesting. And to me, every day and every person has numbers surrounding them, and that makes it so exciting for you to be able to use the strengths and the weakness of these numbers to manage your day and manage your relationship with others.
Hello and welcome to It's a Journey podcast. How are you healing today? Your host, Stephanie Naudo, welcomes guests from different parts of the globe with professional expertise in health and holistic wellness. Holistic means physical, emotional, social, and spiritual well-being. So what do all of our guests have in common? It's their dedication to help us with our healing journey and personal development. Let's dive into this new episode with our special guest and explore the answers in order to continue our personal journey's exploration towards healing and self-love.
Joanna Ong-Ash is a certified and experienced numerologist and tarot reader who obtained a certified professional tarot reader's qualification from the Tarot Certification Board of America. She also holds a Tarosophy Tarot Diploma from Tarot Professionals Ltd. And is a member of the Tarot Association of the British Isles and the American Tarot Association. Her tarot reading style involves combining numerology with intuitive reading of the tarot cards. Besides tarot readings for individuals, Joanna conducts numerology workshops for corporate clients to help employees better manage interpersonal relationships at work. Joanna is also involved at corporate events, including fundraising events in support of charities such as the Children's Cancer Foundation and AWA, as well as private events like birthday parties and bachelorette parties. Lastly, Joanna teaches tarot and numerology enthusiasts to effectively conduct readings using these tools. In this fourth episode, I will be talking to Joanna about numerology. Our topic today is finding guidance through numerology. Hello, Joanna. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Hi, Stephanie.
So today,
so good to be here.
Thank you. Today we're going to talk about finding guidance through numerology. So the first question I have for you is, what was the journey that led you to where you are now as a numerologist and a tarot reader?
I had always been an intuitive child from young, very highly sensitive to energies and, I love metaphysical subjects, but I was never in an environment that can nurture that interest. And my parents wouldn't have allowed me to study those subjects because I was raised as a Catholic. And as a Catholic, metaphysical topics like numerology and tarot reading, they're all part of the occult. They're considered occult. So I've never been able to kind of pursue that and, advance my studies and grow my interest with a lot more nurturing in that space. So I had to sometimes study it in secret. I had to read books. I had to, talk to friends. And thankfully, as an adult, as I evolved into an adult, I went to visit a tarot reader who is also a tarot teacher. And she had been so wonderful because she taught me everything that I needed to know. I attended classes with her. She was the one who held my hand through a lot of difficulties in my life. And she was the one who helped me to use numerology and tarot to kind of shift my perspectives about the challenges I had in my life. And when I became a certified tarot reader and numerologist through her, I decided it was not enough. I had to go and pursue higher studies with tarot and numerology. And I got certified with the Certified Tarot Certification Board of America. And I got myself accredited with the American Tarot Association and the Tarot Association of British Isles so that I could expand my community of teachers and fellow readers who could nurture my interest, teach me more, and have this robust exchange of ideas when it comes to tarot and numerology. And that's how I grew my knowledge and my experience.
Wow, that's fantastic. So tell me, what is numerology?
Numerology is an in-depth analysis of the energy within each number that determines the behavioral traits of people and the relationship between them and the situations that they experience. I like to consider numerology as a science because numerology was invented by actually Pythagoras, who invented mathematics.
Okay, thank you so much. So I never liked math too much. Do I have to believe in numbers or anything else for numerology to work?
Okay. And it's okay for people who don't like mathematics. I failed mathematics every year as a child in school. So I can't even come back from 7-Eleven with the right change sometimes, you know? So there's nothing to believe or not to believe. Like other tools that many life coaches use to help people manage interpersonal relationships, numerology can be seen as just another tool that does the same thing. In numerology, the number goes from 1 to 9, explaining each trait of the number that is associated with the individual. So for example, if you're a corrector 1, you're very visionary, could be very stubborn, could actually be someone who is a good leader. When you are corrector 2, corrector number determines behavior and attitudes, right? Corrector 2 people are usually very good at bringing people together, resolving conflicts, advising and counseling others. They have such great sensitivity within them. If you're corrector 3, you're such a communicative, creative, conversant individual who loves to work with so many people. You're surrounded always with lots of people and you love to bring joy and sunshine to others. If you're corrector 4, you tend to be very structured. You love to plan towards your goals. You tend to look at things sometimes with a rigid mindset, but the best thing about you is you have such a great sense of detail, which helps you to build solutions to problems. If you're corrector 5, you have the gift of the gap, You're very good at communications and you love to meet people, you enjoy change, you can multitask, If you're corrector 6, you're such a mother nurturer. You love to help people, advise and coach others, and support people. If you're a corrector 7, you have a cerebral gift of thinking, analyzing, sometimes too much of a perfectionist as well. And corrector 7 people tend to be very spiritual. If you're corrector 8, you're very good at spotting opportunities. You have this entrepreneurial streak with you, and you kind of dominate situations quite a lot. And sometimes you need to let go a little bit. But corrector 8 people are very good when it comes to discerning values. Especially if you are in business, in commerce, you're dealing in situations like this. You just have to be a good judge of values. If you're corrector 9, oh my goodness, corrector 9 people are humanitarian. They love to give so much to the community to make life go from ordinary to extraordinary for the people that they meet, So when I understand what you're like, Stephanie, as a person through numbers, I'm able to gauge how I should be managing my conversations with you, and when you're aware of your strengths and weakness of your numbers, you can manage them, you will be able to do anything. That's when the words intentional communication comes in, and I love intentional communications because I'm also a communication specialist. I actually use my understanding of numerology to practice intentional communication.
Very interesting. And when you say corrector, you mean like personality, right?
Yes. So corrector numbers determine behavior and attitude.
Okay. All right. So when for people who are very new with the numerology, what does a consultation with the numerologist look like?
Yeah. So usually So it depends on whether you're a skeptic or a regular client of mine. So with the skeptics, it's great because I love to create conversations at wedding dinners, and I'll ask, what's your birth date, And that usually gets the whole table bubbling with a lot of conversation about it. So I would just start off with a basic numerology reading using his or her birth date, to build a narrative around his or her character number, which governs the behavior and attitudes, and the life path number, which determines the experience and opportunities and lessons that come to him or her from life. When they want a full reading, they can come to me and we schedule a session together. But usually that is enough for them to kind of build a lot of understanding and awareness about their strengths and their own weaknesses based on their numbers. And it's really, really such a fantastic tool. I'll give you an example. I used to work in a financial organization with a boss that is completely different from me. When she was a new boss that just arrived in my office, every one of us used to think, oh my goodness, how come she's such a terrible boss, she keeps on nagging at us and she's always nitpicking and everything, And I disliked her and she disliked me. But upon checking through her secretary what her birthday was, I found out that she was a corrector 3. So her behavior and attitudes are governed by the corrector number 3. Her life path number, which determines the experience, opportunities, and lessons that come to her from life, is a life path 4. So my corrector number is a corrector number 1. And my life path number is a 7. So with a corrector 1 like mine, I'm a very visionary, big picture person. And often when it comes to doing my budgets and understanding the numbers and knowing the details at the top of my head, it's always often difficult for me. Okay, but I'm a very good leader. So I often have a good team members who actually help me with this. But for her, she, as a character 3 and a life path 4, she's very detailed. She loves details. She loves anything to do with budgets, She loves anything to do with plans. And I hate plans, I usually when I think of something I want to do, I just go and do it, right? So understanding that, I took her out to lunch and I said, let me tell you why we don't like each other. Your character number is 3, your life path is a 4, I'm a character 1 and life path 7. And this is what it means. And understanding the differences, I was able to manage my own behaviors and the way I work with her numbers in mind. So I always prepare the budgets and I'm always very detailed with understanding all the details of the plans. I always give her full plan, full disclosure, because she likes to be in control, life path 4. She likes to be in control and she likes to be in the know of everything. That helped to improve our relationship a lot. And because she knows that I'm a character 1, I'm very visionary, I'm a good leader, she realizes that by calling me up on a Sunday and saying, can you tell me how much are we spending on this sponsorship? And I'm like, Then she says, oh, never mind, forget it. And she calls my team member and she says, hello, I'd like to find out how much are we spending on this sponsorship. And immediately I took offense to that because I felt that she didn't trust me as her direct report and she's going straight to my staff. But realizing that it was because I'm such a character 1 with my ego and everything, she said to me, I'm so sorry when I contact your staff and all that. All I wanted is to get more details about the sponsorship. I know you don't have the figures in your head, but I know she does because she manages the sponsorship directly. It doesn't matter as long as I get the information. So with that understanding, our relationship improved.
That is such a good story. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
So I'm part of your subscribers list on Telegram, and I receive daily your texts when you offer, how the day will be governed and by it which year, okay, and that is very, very helpful to me. Can you tell me how, numerology can help us to navigate through our daily lives?
Yes, you can. So yes, you're right. Every day is governed by a personal day number. Frankly, if I want to calculate your personal day number, it's a long calculation of the current date together with your birth date. But I wanted to make it easier for people to understand numerology by kind of doing it in a shortcut way. So what I did was to just calculate the current date. Okay, so if the current date today is 3rd November 2021, so you take 3 plus November, which is 2, plus 20, 21, and that gives you 10, right? Which is 1 plus 0, it gives you 1. So today's numerology number is highlighted by the number 1. So I would usually give a little spiel about what number 1 as a personal day consists of. It would be a day that, maybe it's a new beginning for you. It would be a day where you would feel recharged after letting go of all the baggage of yesterday to kind of start something new, start a hobby perhaps. It would ignite a spark of creativity, maybe for you to kind of think about creative ideas for your project. You could make new friends today. You could try a new recipe in the kitchen when you're cooking, So it's about new beginnings, and it helps people to build a perspective, especially for people who have been through a lot of challenges the last few days. And they read my numerology highlight for today, and they go like, wow, I need to just let it go. Let all the burdens and the stress of those challenges for the last few days go, and I'm going to start something new. Today, I think I might, go to the gym, although I don't usually go to the gym, and that helps. So like tomorrow, I know that instinctively, it is 4th November 2021. It's going to be a personal day 2, right? So if it's a day 2, you know that 2 is a number of being emotionally sensitive to people. So you need to be patient. You need to use kind words, try to avoid conflicts, use the day to kind of bring people together in a discussive manner when there are challenges and there are difference of opinions that happen. Yeah, it's very interesting, and to me, every day and every person has numbers surrounding them, and that makes it so exciting for you to be able to use the strengths and the weakness of these numbers to manage your day and manage your relationship with others.
Yeah, and that's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So do if you want to get more updates, you should subscribe to Readings by Sun Goddess Tarot on my Telegram. Please follow me on my Instagram at Sun Goddess Tarot.
And then that's really how I feel when I receive your daily text. Is that how I'm going to use the energy during my day, and it really helped me to get started with the day on a good foot.
Yeah.
So there are 9 numbers, and you see a lot of clients. Would you say that there is like better numbers to be born with?
Okay, there's no such thing as a good number or a bad number. So that is actually a very good question, because every of my clients and even my students often ask me that, is there a good number? I mean, is today going to be a bad day because it's a bad number? There's no such thing. Every number has its good and its bad. I mean, like for me, if my character is governed by character 1, I know I'm visionary. I know I'm a good leader. But what sets me back is my ego. What sets me back is my repressiveness, because I'm trying to protect my vulnerability and my ego. I often feel that I'm not able to express truly how I feel. I try to hide it in the form of that what I call a durian. I feel like a durian. I have a durian spikes all over, but inside I'm as mushy as a durian fruit. If my character number is a 2 people are so emotionally sensitive, and they're so wonderful as advisors and counselors. But when they make their decisions, they are so emotionally driven, and they often get very high-strung and nervous when they're stressed, then that becomes bad. Okay. If you are a corrector 3, 3 people full of positivity and spontaneity, but 3 people often, they are very scattered and unfocused. They like to do so many things at the same time and they can't focus a lot, so that sets them back when it comes to maybe their work, If you're a corrector 4, you're so detailed, you love to plan, you love to organize, but sometimes when, which plan goes to plan all the time? It doesn't. The plans will just, sometimes go awry. You need to be less rigid and be more adaptable. So character 4 people often are not as adaptable. Okay. If you are a character 5, you are very good with making conversations, making new friends, and you like to be intellectually challenged all the time, and you are good at multitasking. But often I find the character 5 people, they multitask till sometimes they don't they're not able to ground themselves to finish something that they have done. They have started, If you're a character 6, you're such a nurturing person, you love to help people, you're such a wonderful soul, sensitive soul that takes on other people's responsibilities. But often what's bad is they go home and they go like, why is it no one understands what I do? Why don't they appreciate me? So they become the sort of what I call the high maintenance sort, who needs that pat on the back all the time. And if you are a character 7, yes, you're intelligent, you're a thinker, you're an analyzer, you can solve any problem. However, you're too much of a perfectionist, and you need to not look at the whole world as the whole world's weight on your shoulders, and you sometimes look at the glass half empty and not half full, If you are a character 8, yes, you are so goal-centric, you have entrepreneurial skills, but my goodness, don't dominate situations, don't dominate people. Sometimes be open to feedback, be open to differing opinions. If you're a character 9, you love to give to community, you love to be humanitarian, you're such a helpful person, you are so value-centric, but don't be such an intense person with such extreme emotions about how you truly feel. Not everyone feels the same way, So there's no good or bad number. There's always the weaknesses and strengths of each number.
And thank you so much for going through all the numbers to give us like the strength and the weaknesses. That's really, really helpful. Okay, I have another question for you, and it's a bit more personal. Can you tell me what is your daily practice?
Sure. So I wake up very early. I wake up about 5:30 in the morning. I always start my day with a meditation. I would recommend that to anyone. Please start your day with meditation, always. And that's the time where you can just kind of ground yourself and know that the universe is behind you to kind of manage your day. Okay. And then I will then go into my tools, and that is I will pull a card for a daily reading. And that daily reading would kind of help me to guide myself through the day. So for example, if I pull a 4 of Pentacles, or like today, I think today I pull a 2 of Wands, it's telling me, don't be afraid to raise my hand up to accept other projects that I'm not comfortable with. You see, I accepted doing a podcast. I've never done a podcast, it's new to me and it's a learning experience, when I did my numerological calculation, I find out today is a day 1. It's a new beginning. There's a, and Steph, this is your creative spark of inspiration that got you to do a podcast about numerology you have never done before. It's a new beginning for you, So I think that day helps me, each day it helps me to kind of guide my day with the own tools that I am truly grateful to have, and that is my numerological skills and my tarot reading skills. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was like such a great answer. I really like it. So. Thank you so much, Joanna, for joining us today and for your time and for telling us a little bit more of about numerology and how we can use it on a daily basis.
You're very welcome.
You can learn more about Joanna on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Sun Goddess Tarot. Our Telegram channel is Readings by Sun Goddess Tarot. To find out about Joanna and Sun Goddess Tarot, visit www.sungoddesstarot.com. All the links are listed below in the comment section on YouTube. Thank you to all our listeners, and see you very soon for more on healing, self-love, and your personal journey.
Thank you for listening and for taking time for yourself. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our podcast, share this episode with others on social media, or leave a rating and a review. To catch the latest from Ujjivati, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at Ujjivati. Thanks again, and see you on the next episode.